So, overcoming fear and doubt, I think you have to kind of split those two apart. So overcoming doubt, we'll focus on that one first, and that is very much linked to what we're just talking about. So that all comes down to personal belief in my eyes. Fundamentally, the main things that you'll doubt yourself with are obviously things that you've maybe had like negative experiences with in the past. If say that's dealings with the opposite sex, if that's work, something like that, you could have what you call it, quite like a negative experience, and obviously that underlying the underlying connotations of negativity, of stress, and all those things sort of associated with that experience, you've now got in the back of your mind. So maybe it's not conscious, it could just be subconscious, but in the back of your mind you're thinking, oh, I don't want to do this again. To overcome that, again, that's just personal belief. You just need to back yourself. You need to realise that whatever is going to happen is probably not going to be that bad. Chances are that you're not going to die from it. So then ask yourself, why are you scared to take that plunge? Why are you scared to take that risk? A lot of the time you see some people when they're trying to speak to like the opposite sex. Like guys are always scared to talk to girls, always. And realistically, all that bird is going to say if she doesn't want to speak to you is just, sorry, I've got a boyfriend, or you're a creep, get the fuck away from me. Nah, do you know what? Unless you're going to come in with some weird, like really weird game or some like next level tactics, she's not going to talk to you like that. Realistically, they're just going to give you a polite fuck off. People are just far too focused on other people's perceptions and perspectives of themselves, to the point when that can hinder their sort of natural progress and momentum and movement in life. Perfect example is you get certain people who won't take that promotion, they won't apply for that promotion, say, because they're scared of what their colleagues might say. Or, same with going and speaking to the other sex in the club. You go in the club and you see it all the time. Guys will start justifying reasons as to why they shouldn't speak to you about it. They see a bird at what do you call it? See a bird at the bar and they'll be like, nah, she looks like, she's like a bit of a mouthy bitch. I don't really want to speak to her. Nah, I'm alright. Or, do you know what I mean? And again, that kind of comes down to, it's like your self-protective mechanism. So you're kind of telling yourself that just so you don't go and take that risk, because there's a chance when you take a risk you're going to get burned. And when it comes down to that, I think what you need to start thinking about then is, well, the pros and cons are, what's the worst that's going to happen, what's the best that's going to happen? And that's the same in everything, not just with the opposite sex, because obviously worse is going to happen. You walk up to that person and you go, listen, whatever, drops online. She's even going to go, no, I've got a boyfriend, I've got this, got that, the other. Do you know what I mean? Basically, she'll give you a polite fuck off and you just go on your way. And best case scenario is, you go home, you have wild sex with her, you never know, you can end up in a relationship with her. It's one of those things, you can get married with like 4 kids. Do you know what I mean? So it's been done, you'll know someone who has had that. And that's it, and that all comes down to just speak to people, just enjoy life. When you're out and about, just go and talk to people. Don't always approach women with the thought of, we're gonna have sex. Because you're just putting so much pressure on that situation. When you go up to someone, it's like when you go up to someone like with a hard sales pitch. It's like, boom, unless you're a fucking sick salesman, you're gonna really struggle to like actually start selling. So you want to just make friends with people, and then benefits will come. Rather than going up to them and being like, do you want a bit of dick? What is it? It's that Chris Rock fucking, it's that Chris Rock saying, isn't it, when he's walking around going, hey girl, do you want some dick? It's like, not many birds turn around and just go, yeah. Like I say, unless you can like, unless you can hide that in some serious game, some serious chat, then yeah, but don't get me wrong, some birds just want a bit of dick. But anyway, off the point. So, overcoming things like a bit of doubt, that again comes down to personal belief. Believe in yourself. weigh up the pros and cons of the situation and just smash it. Fear is a little bit different because you can get things like phobias and that sort of stuff. And again, it's all mindset. And this is why the mind is just such a complex organism, because you can justify anything to yourself somehow. It's like the whole banality of evil, where you get good people doing bad things because essentially they're sort of like brainwashed. When you look at like a lot of the Germans in Nazi Germany, they were brainwashed into believing, say, all Jews were bad and all the homosexuals would kill the kids and shit like that. And realistically, they weren't all bad people. You know, you can't have a whole nation of bad people, but they're put into a position where they're kind of running with the crowd. You get a lot of sheep in those sort of situations. They're all just kind of going with the flow, and they're all just following this national narrative, and they're just like, yeah, okay, we'll do it. And as a result, they're all just committing like fucking heinous acts of brutality. But it's not to say that those individual people are necessarily bad people, but they're just kind of brainwashed and they're just going with the flow. And that's one of those weird things about human nature as well. But like I say, so that it just shows that the mind is just such a complex organism. So realistically, when it comes to things like phobias, there's a reason why you are scared of that certain thing. That's normally all down to some form of experience. And it depends how debilitating that phobia is to you. So I'd like to say, that's why I kind of want to split fear and doubt, because some people have had some crazy experience or really, really negative experience with something. You get people that have like car crashes that won't get in cars, so I'm not going to say, oh, just by being a bit positive, give yourself a few positive affirmations before you get in a car. It's just not going to work like that. When it comes to something like that, I just go and seek maybe some medical help. Find a qualified professional who can help address the actual problem at hand, because there's obviously something a bit more deep-seated than what me waffling on a fucking YouTube video can really help. So that's what I'd say for that one.